What's up, everyone? This is Ben Falcon's Media Corner back again with a brand new AK After I Saw review episode for today. This one's going to be on a film from 2020, which this was released last year in the UK, but this was officially released back in 2020 in the US back in November. And I was wondering when we were going to get this movie. Was this going to go for a theatrical run, or was this going to skip cinemas and just go straight to TV? Since some films did that last year in the UK. But this was officially released in the UK cinemas, and I did see it last year back in July. And so today's review is going to be my review on the 2020 horror slasher comedy film, and that is Freaky. This was directed by Christopher Landon, the man behind the two Happy Death Day movies, and those films were basically like Scream meets Groundhog Day, basically. And so this film he's done this all over again, but this time with having concept from Freaky Friday meets Friday the 13th, basically. So in this film, we follow this girl named Millie, who's played by Kathryn Newton, she's a normal girl. She goes to high school. She has a few friends, not a lot of friends, because some pick on her and all that. And so, one night after school, she encounters this mysterious figure, which is the Blissfield Butcher, he is this famous serial killer played by Vaughn. And what happens is she encounters him, and what happens is the next day they find out their bodies have switched. Like for the Blissfield Butcher, he's now acting as like Millie, and Millie's now the Blissfield Butcher, basically. And so we see how these characters are trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and hopefully they can break this curse so everything can go back to normal. So that's pretty much the story of Freaky. And when I first saw the trailer for this movie back in 2020, when the movie did come out back in 2020 in the US, and I saw a few people talking about this, the trailers did seem pretty interesting to me, of having a horror comedy film. But for some nowadays, some of them don't usually get well received with some critics and audiences. Well, there's a few I do tend to enjoy, but we don't get them these ones nowadays. We just mostly get like serious ones, like serious slasher, or psychological or supernatural horror films nowadays. But there are still a few horror comedies I do tend to enjoy. And for Christopher Landon, who made, of course, the two Happy Death Day movies, I enjoyed both of those movies. I didn't see the first in cinemas. I did see the second movie in cinemas on Valentine's Day. And I enjoy both of them, although they're not the greatest films, but I really enjoy the heck out of those films. With those two films being just making fun of, like Scream meets Groundhog Day, basically. So when Christopher Landon was doing that again, I was surprised. I was surprised what he did for this one, because it's basically he has two different ideas mixed together in this film, which is basically Freaky Friday meets Friday the 13th. And by Freaky Friday, it's either the original film with Jodie Foster, or the 2003 remake with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, or even the newer one that's a Disney Channel movie, which I don't hear people talk about that one. And for the two main stars in the film, like Kathryn Newton and Vince Vaughn, I was looking forward to seeing what they can do for a film like this one. And like I said, I saw this on opening day back on July the 2nd, and my screening was pretty packed. It was quite packed, not massively packed, but it was quite packed for what it was. And after seeing this film, I gotta say, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than Happy Death Day. I definitely think this is Christopher Landon's best film since the Happy Death Day movies, because again, I had an awesome time with Freaky from beginning to end here. The biggest reasons to see this film is, of course, Vince Vaughn as the Blissfield Butcher, but acts as Millie in this film. He is the biggest show stealer here in this movie, you guys, because he is really funny in this movie when he acts as Millie. Even though he looks like the killer, he acts like Millie in this film since he switched his body and all that. He's really funny and entertaining in this movie. And again, he's the biggest show stealer here in this movie. He's really funny to watch. And for every scene he's in, no matter what scene he's in, whatever he does, they're just fun to watch, and none of them made me bored whatsoever. And Kathryn Newton's great in the film as Millie, although there wasn't that much to her for what she does, even though it does pick up towards the final act of what she does in the film, which that was a little nitpick I have with this film. But still, though, Kathryn Newton's great in the film, and she has a few tongue-in-cheek moments while she is acting like the killer in this movie. And as for everyone else, they were really good for the most part and pretty entertaining. And the concept for a horror slasher like Friday the 13th and having like a Disney film like Freaky Friday, I thought it was a pretty creative and fun idea. And we've had body switch movies before in the past, you know, for like made for kids and adults, and for having it in this and having like that in a horror film and having a bit of comedy to it, it worked really well. It worked really well on blending the horror and the comedy together for a film like this one. And Christopher Landon did a great job of all that. I kind of liked it. I actually liked it a bit more than the Happy Death Day movies, because those were like horror comedy films. But I still enjoy those films. But this one, I enjoy this one a lot more. And the kills in this film are extremely violent here, which I didn't really expect all of that when I first saw the trailers. I thought it was just going to be a PG-13 horror slasher film like Happy Death Day was. But for Freaky, it is extremely violent. There's a lot of blood, there's gore, guts, and shit and stuff like that. And watching that all that on screen, I was like, oh my god! For every gruesome kills in this film that I did not see coming, and they were pretty entertaining for the most part here. So in the end, guys, Freaky, I had a great time. I had an awesome time with this film. It's a really fun, entertaining, awesome, and yet funny horror slasher comedy film. And if you're a fan of like slasher films, or you're a fan of like horror comedies or body switch films, or if you're a fan of the two main stars, you'll definitely have a great time with Freaky. If you missed your chance to see this in cinemas, it is available to rent on any app of your choice, or just basically pick up the copy for yourself on any physical media of your choice here, guys. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Freaky. I'm going to give Freaky 4.5 out of 5. Definitely had an awesome time with this one. Again, having just one little nitpick for it was just, like I said, for the character of Millie as the killer. When we do see her as the killer, that was just a bit of a nitpick I had. Again, there wasn't that much to it, but still though, guys, I had an awesome time with this one. And I do recommend you check out this one if you're a fan of like horror comedies or slashers or body switch films or anything like that. So thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on Freaky. And let me know what you think of this film if you have seen this already. Did you have an awesome time with this one, or was this not really your bloody popcorn treat here? So, but again, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. And as always, this has been Vaughn Media Corner signing off.